Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to the Krista Chronicles, and today we've got an unboxing, first impressions walkthrough of this new Oracle deck from Lo Scarabeo. It is the Herbarium Oracle cards by Elisa Seitzinger, and this just came out early November, and I am a lover of all sorts of plant decks, herb decks, anything like that. I love giving them a try and seeing all the differences, similarities between those kinds of decks. And I loved the art style of this from what I could see. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. I don't know if I said, but this is new from Lo Scarabeo. And they actually also make one of my favorite herb plant oracles, and that is the Magical Botanical Oracle from Lo Scarabeo. So yeah, I was excited to try this one because I love that other one so much. They're different creators, but you know, same publisher. So I was curious. Anyway, let's get into it. So Herbarium Oracle cards will guide you to discover your life and its opportunities through the mystical vision of an ancient herbal witch. Contains an oracle deck of 36 cards and a 176 page full color companion book. Okay, so 36 cards, not usually the number I like to see. However, not to keep comparing this to the Magical Botanical, but anyway, that's just what I have in my head. That deck is also a like 30 something card deck, so a smaller oracle deck, but I, for some reason, really like that one has less cards. I don't know why I get this feeling of if it had a ton of cards, it would almost feel overwhelming, and I think because that one, the guidebook, gives you so much, and so that's what I'm curious about today. I think a lot of the times with these herbal plant decks, the place where they shine for me, or don't, is with the guidebook. So let's get into it. We've got this larger size box, so definitely it's not the size of the cards by any means. And here is our guidebook. 176 pages with only 36 cards gives me a lot of hope. Oh, it's in multiple languages. Okay. So let's see then. Let's just go to see what we get for each card. Oh, okay. That's a lot. So we get a full page for each card because they don't give us the card image, which I am totally okay with because I'd rather get the content, you know what I mean? And especially since they're fitting multiple languages in this book. Yes. Okay. Cool. So then I think maybe what we should do here, okay, we've got a little, let's just keep, pay attention to what I'm doing instead of just talking right over it. Okay, so we have a cardboard insert here, which it feels sturdy. I've had some where it's like they arrive and they're already broken and stuff. This one feels sturdy. So, yeah. I think what we should do here is go through all the cards, and then I'm going to pull one and I'm going to read the entire guidebook entry so we can really get a flavor of what that's like. Because again, that's really where these kinds of decks seem to shine for me personally. So let's zoom in even more. I love the size of these. Where you think I would learn to keep standardized decks on hand. Okay, this is the one I just always seem to have with me. The Everyday Witch. So we're comparing it to standard Llewellyn tarot size. So it is slightly taller, slightly wider. So definitely feel like one I can riffle shuffle just fine. We've got some gilding going on, which we'll see when I shuffle it. It feels like it's got the potential to be a little bit sharp, but it might not be. I can't really tell just by looking at it now. But we've got some gold gilding. I love these backs. I love this green color with these stars up here. I think those are really, really beautiful. And especially since the concept is supposed to be almost as if these were directly from an herbal witch, I think that totally gives off that vibe. All right. You're gonna have to excuse my pronunciations because these are all written with their scientific Latin names, which I will also say though is different from the plant decks I have personally tried. Usually they're kind of written in their, what would it, like colloquial everyday name? I don't know what the term is for that, but we get the scientific names here, which I think is neat. It definitely stands out to me anyway. Excuse my voice. I seem to have a bit of a frog in my throat, so I'm wondering... Okay, I'm gonna at the same time just flip through this guidebook because they do give you the common name for each of these. So we have Coprinus comatus, which is shaggy ink cap. Beautiful. I love, I already said, but I was really attracted to the illustrations in this, and I think it seems like every card has a hand built into the image, which I think, again, really gives that herbal witch idea because we're seeing in this image how this human hand interacts with the plant, which I think is really cool. Pteridophyta, fern. So pretty. I love that shade of blue in the background. Mandragora autumnalis, autumn mandrake. Really cool too, that I didn't notice when I was just looking at images online, but all of these hands so far, where they're kind of severed, for lack of a better word, they have this like, another plant or root kind of growing out of it, which is a very cool detail. Levangula stocas, Spanish lavender or topped lavender. Nelumbo nucifera, we've got lotus. I'm loving this color palette. It's like it's somehow colorful but muted all at the same time. So cool. I'm excited to find some pairings for this. All right, we've got Digitalis purpea, which is foxglove. I love that image. Oh, interesting too. I like how it seems like some of these, yeah, some of the hands have nail polish on them, which is so fun. Hyoscyamus niger, black henbane. Atropa belladonna, which is belladonna. Beautiful. Datura stramonium, which is thorn apple or devil's trumpet, which those plants are so beautiful. I don't know if it's this plant or one that looks like it that is invasive. I don't know. Can't quite remember, but man, are they, I've never seen one in person, but I've seen pictures and they're just so pretty. Hedera helix, common ivy. Oh, the bats are really cool. Amanita muscaria, which is a fly amanita or fly agaric mushroom. This definitely captures that witchy feel. It seems like it was going for with that description. All right, Clathrus ruber, latticed stinkhorn. I love all the different kinds of mushrooms too. I think that's really cool. Viscum album, mistletoe. Harpagophytum Cumbins, Devil's Claw. Ooh, I've never heard of that. Ricinus communis, which is castor bean. It definitely has this folk art feel to it that I love so much. Artemisia absinthium, common wormwood. Phallus induciatus, basket stinkhorn. Cantharellus cibarius, golden chanterelle. Yeah, I am loving all these mushrooms because I feel I had that mushroom oracle and I just never really used it. I don't know, I feel like for some reason going to an oracle deck like with just mushrooms in it never really enticed me. But I love all different kinds, like seeing all kinds of mushrooms. And this is the first oracle I have where there are so many different kinds of mushrooms built into this larger theme. Syringa vulgaris, common lilac. So pretty. I love how the animals are worked into. We've got a swallow here. Triticum, which is wheat. The bees. I'm really hoping that the guidebook gets into the animals that are clearly like purposely showing up on each card. I mean, it's not a plant animal deck, so I wouldn't be necessarily surprised if it doesn't go into it, but that would be cool. Okay, did I just skip one? No, okay. Rosa chinensis, Chinese rose. So pretty. Juniperus, which is juniper. I want a juniper tree so bad. How pretty. It gets that color spot on too, that like frosty green and blue. So good. Borago officinalis, borage. Oh, look at the toad. He's so cute. Zingiber officinal, ginger. I want to try growing ginger this next year. Oh, look at that. Those are rosy maple moths. At least it looks like that to me. Macrolepiota procera, parasol mushroom. Oh, yeah, maybe. So there isn't an animal on every card, but there's some other kind of symbol. You've got the key there. Really interesting. And I think even if the guidebook doesn't give us that, I do think it would be cool to just think about it with whatever the theming is in there. Armillaria malea, honey fungus. Oh, I never heard of that. Cool. Lactarius indigo, indigo milk cap. Rubroboletus satanus, devil's bolete. Look at them cheersing. Oh my god, that's so funny. I love the little details. Rhodotus palmatus, netted rhodotus. Angelica archangelica, just Angelica. Cool. Taraxacum officinal, dandelion. Malva sylvestris, common mallow. Oh, little turtle. Silybum marianum, milk thistle. Narcissus, daffodil. I'm super excited to get into these little symbols on the cards. I think that is so cool. Paeonia, peony. And last but not least, we've got Matricaria chamomile. Okay, I love these images so much. Let's give this a shuffle, pull a card, read from the guidebook, and then, yeah, let's do some pairings. I think that'd be fun. Okay, I personally don't find, just off that shuffle, this gilding to be very sharp. I've definitely had decks where it's sharper. I've had decks where the gilding is also softer though. But I guess when it comes down to it, that didn't hurt my hands just now, which I think, to me personally, is all that matters. Doesn't feel super sharp. Alright, let's see what card we get. Alright, number 7. Let's see what that one was again. Black henbane. Alright. Black henbane is a famous poisonous plant, well known in medieval times for its magical and narcotic uses. We cannot fail to remember that it is from an infusion of henbane poured into the ear that Hamlet's father dies in Shakespeare's masterful play. A sleep made of nightmares, a starless night, a delirious and suffocating action is the message of this plant. Truth can be as persuasive as its silky yellow flowers. It can be as nuanced as its veins, but it can also be as deadly as its sweet chalice. Henbane was also used in the past in love potions. Do not be subdued by its call. It always hides a secret. This card tells us about confessions and how to deal with them. It tells us that darkness can take over even in honest hearts. We may feel anesthetized by some feelings, as if caught in a whirlpool of tumultuous waves whose origins we do not know, but prefer to face in a boat without oars, pulled by mystery. Larks who speak of the day are not to be listened to. Their words are deceptive, they are fraudulent, they want to sink their roots into our security. The future must be recognized without anxiety. Only by looking the dangerous road in the face and recognizing its treacherous value can we control it and have the upper hand. There are pitfalls in our path, but not so deeply rooted that they cannot be eradicated with a pure and serene heart. Okay, then there's a little section that says, in the witch's mortar. To combat the secrets and fears being experienced at this time, we must remember that we are the makers of our own destiny. There is no word, no speech, no chatter that can distract us from our goal of looking to the shining sun. Let us remember the good times beyond the sad ones, the sweet words beyond the vain ones. Oh, okay, I loved that. I did really love that, which I'm kind of feeling like this skull here might be a reference to Hamlet, a reference to Hamlet, which was mentioned in there, which is really cool. Let's just see. Alright, let's look at chamomile as well, which has this snake. Let's see if okay, hold on, backing up. So, this whole first part of the guidebook was so beautifully written. I really loved that. But what I really also love is that this in the witch's mortar part takes the message portrayed in like these beautiful words here and really distills it down to perhaps like an easier to digest version of the main point. And I love when decks do that. I think that was so well done. So if you are pulling a card and you don't want to like read all this, you know that in the witch's mortar, like that's the main message. So, oh gosh, hitting into my water bottle. Super cool. So let's go to chamomile and look and see if it mentions anything about the snake. Oh, I'm in the wrong language. Okay. Interesting. It chamomile tells of a gamble, an unexpected revelation. Someone has rolled the dice of fate, and soon a mysterious secret that has been waiting to be revealed will be disclosed to you. Okay, so it doesn't really mention anything about the snake. Very interesting. I kind of think... So it's seeming like the symbols here might be up to us to interpret, which I do think is cool, and I think is something different when it comes to herb plant decks. Very interesting. Okay, I really liked that guidebook entry though. I am excited to spend some more time with this, explore. And again, I love this folk art feel, and that we specifically get all plants in this deck, because I do also think it kind of reminds me a bit of the Urbana Witch Oracle from US Games, but that one is not specific to plants. There's other stuff in there, and so I really enjoy, and why I say that reminds me is because that one also kind of has that folk art feel to me, but I love the hands in this one, and again, that it's just plants. So I'm gonna go look around for some pairings. I'll be back. Okay, I've got 3 decks I grabbed here, but I really think I could have kept going. I think this is going to be one of those oracles that just pairs so well with everything. So, for starters, I got the Hush Tarot. I just kind of thought this would fit the vibe of the deck. You know what I mean? That, like, witchy nature kind of thing. What do we think? What do we think? I also figured this kind of has a muted color palette in more of a neutral way, so I don't know. I thought the colors would go really well together, and I kind of think they are. Yeah, I think I like this. I feel like maybe there's somewhere, like this one here, where the colors are a bit brighter, that maybe not. Yeah, like this red. Well, I don't know. I think it's still fine. I like it. Alright, so that's the Hush Tarot. This next one, I don't know. I don't know if this one's gonna go. I just thought it could kind of be fun. And it's the Fairy Tarot, also from Lo Scarabeo. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I haven't tried pairing this one with a ton for whatever reason. But I'm thinking this would go, especially since maybe it's got a bit more color going to it. Ooh, I think I like this. So cute. Yeah, I kind of feel like the colors go better with this deck. Cute! Oh, I like this a lot. I think that this would be fun too, because it'd be this idea of like an herbal witch kind of working in tandem with the fae around. That is a fun concept. Yeah, no, this is super cute. Okay, I like this pairing. Alright, so that is the Fairy Tarot. Alright, last but not least, of course I had to pull out the Witchfolk Tarot. The ultimate witchy folk art kind of deck. Oh, already I am excited. This is fun. Oh, I love how the gray border is really going with this. I wasn't sure how that was gonna look, but I like it. I think this is my favorite by far. Right? Yeah, that's so good. It's such a fun folk art feel going on here. Okay, yeah, I think this is the pairing I gotta try out. I love that. I am really excited to get to know this Oracle deck. I love a good plant deck. I am impressed by the guidebook, which, as I said, is kind of what's important to me with these sorts of decks. So I'm pleased. But, of course, as always, I would love to know what you think. Is there other stuff you would pair with it? Do you have this one already? Are you thinking of getting it? I'd love to hear. But, other than that, that is all I have for you today. So, I hope you're having a great day so far, and I'll see you again very soon.